From Colorado, I'm wishing everyone a happy, blessed, wonderful new year. I want to share with you a quick word, insight into Yom Tov. You know, this year we had an amazing thing happen to us. You see, in July, there was this whole massive war in Gaza, and we rushed in tons of our soldiers into Gaza, and they found tunnels in this tunnel and that tunnel, and they captured this terrorist and that terrorist. And through interrogation, they found out that what was supposed to take place this year, Rosh Hashana, as in tomorrow, was that hundreds of Gazans were going to, militant Gazans were going to be using these tunnels, sneak out from the Gaza area, and go into all the areas around the Gaza area, and totally attack and kill out thousands and thousands of Jews. What happened? We destroyed the tunnels, and this whole attack has been averted. Thank you, God. And there shouldn't be any more attacks. And it reminded me of this really amazing idea that happens on Rosh Hashana. You see, on Rosh Hashana, we read it in Shul, the most powerful day of the year. What's the Torah reading? What's the reading? What's the idea? What's the concept that we read from the Torah? I mean, we have everyone there, and yet the sages pick what topic to read about during Kriyas Torah. We read about the story of Isaac and Yishmael, Yitzhak and Yishmael. How Yishmael is growing up in Sarah and Avram's home, and Yitzhak's been born already, and Sarah doesn't like the influence that Yishmael has on Yitzhak. And she says to Avram, alright, Avram, it's not working out, we need to send this child away. He needs to be sent off to boot camp, he can't stick around here, he's having a bad influence on our other child, and it's just not going to work out. And Avram is going back and forth with Sarah, and he's like, listen, God says, Avram, no, you have to listen to Sarah, you have to send him away. So, here's an interesting question. It's Rosh Hashana, and, I mean, there's a lot of great stories you can read about, but what's the connection between this and Rosh Hashana? Why this story am I going to read this story in Rosh Hashana? So there's a really wonderful explanation, and it goes like this. You see, when it comes to Rosh Hashana, everything with us is throughout the year. It's about, I'm involved in my business, I'm involved with this, I'm involved with that, how am I going to make money, how am I going to exist, everything's the physical. Rosh Hashanah is a time where we can connect to God in an absolutely spiritual way, a way that's totally above and beyond nature. It's a way to stop, it's like stopping into God, our spiritual home, once throughout the whole year. We stop in and we say, hi God, I'm stopping in to have that family time with you, that family reunion. I'm in Shul, I'm with you, we're connecting again, we're getting re-inspired, we're getting connected in a way that we never did before. A whole new year, we're going to catch up, we're going to be like old pals, like old time. And that's how we're supposed to come in and connect to Rosh Hashanah. That's how we're supposed to be in Rosh Hashanah, is that it's supposed to be a family reunion. The whole Tishrei, Rosh Hashanah, all the way until the end of Sukkot, is supposed to be one big family reunion, us and God, spirituality to the max, living it up in a whole spiritual month, climax of spirituality. So how does that connect to the Torah reading? Well, you see, there's this interesting midrash that tells what we have between Yishmael and Yitzhak. It says Yishmael and Yitzhak are having this conversation before Yishmael was kicked out. Yishmael says to Yitzhak, listen, I want you to know the bris milah that my father Avram gave me when I was 13 years old, that's far better than any bris milah you got when you were 8 days old. When I was 13, I got it, I understood, I felt the pain, I experienced it. How many 13-year-olds are ready to go and have a bris? Yishmael looks back at him and he says, nevertheless, my bris was better. So our sages are like, bothered, what's going on over here? What's this midrash? What the rabbis are like, what's going on? I get Yishmael. Yishmael makes sense. I understand where he's coming from. 13 years old, he gets a bris, he has it, and I mean, it all makes sense. So what's up with Yitzhak's response? That mine's still better. So the explanation that's given, the idea, the concept, why is it that he's still better, says like this. You see, Yishmael, his whole concept, his whole thing, he was a child of Hagar. Who's Hagar? Hagar, Reb Shimon Bar Yochai tells us, Hagar was the daughter of Pharaoh. Avraham got Pharaoh as a gift, as a whatever, when he left Mitzrayim, the whole situation, previous parshas, previous stories. Bottom line is that she was kind of like a Baal Tshuva to Avram's home. Avram was this whole world of spirituality, and Hagar comes in, and she's like this midwife to Avraham, and she comes from this whole world of absolute, like, impurities, and she comes into Avram's home, and everything to her is like Baal Tshuva style, like, I get it now, I understand, I comprehend, it makes sense to me, and everything was all about rationale. And that's the same way Yishmael was raised. Yishmael was raised everything making sense, everything being in the nature, in the realm of nature. Okay, this makes sense, this doesn't make sense, I get it, I don't get this, I understand this, I don't. Yitzchak, by difference, was, by very nature, his birth was miraculous. Angels came to Sarah and Avram in their old age. You're going to have a child. They both laughed. They have this amazing birth. Yitzchak's born, and he has this bris, 8 days old. He doesn't get it. It's not about what he understands. It's not about, I understand I'm having a bris. Everything for Yitzchak was about above and beyond, as we say in Chassidus, l'mayla min haseichel. It was above his level of understanding. It was above an idea, an aspect of, I get this, I understand it. Because it wasn't about, I get it. The higher level is not about, I get it, it makes sense to me. No. A deeper level, a deeper connection of love is something where it's not about, okay, I understand you, you understand me, therefore we're going to fuse together. A true love is there's absolutely no reason why we love each other, because we love each other, not because she's beautiful and and he's handsome, therefore we're going to love. I love him for no reason other than I love him. God, I love you for no other reason than I love you. You're my father. You're my king. You're my father, my king, and I love you for no other reason. You see, one of the big problems that Sarah had with Yishmael is everything about his mentality was all about the world and what makes sense in the world, and the worldly does this way, and the world. And Yitzchak was all about above nature, above having that connection to God that was a level beyond what I understand and what I don't understand. And so the idea of Rosh Hashana, why we read this on Rosh Hashana, is that we're coming home, we're having this spiritual reunion. And the idea is we got to drop out of this mentality, this idea, this world of, I get it, I understand it, it makes sense to me, it doesn't make sense to me. It's not about that anymore. When it comes time to God, when it comes time to Rosh Hashanah, when it comes time to the whole Tishrei, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, and Pesach, it's all about connecting to God in a way that I don't understand. It's not about what I understand. I get it, it makes sense. I'm 13 and I have a bris, and I understand it. I'm 8 days old, I'm a baby, and I'm having a bris. I'm connecting to God not because I understand, but because I want to have a relationship. I want to do what my Father wants from me, my Father, my King. And so therefore, this Rosh Hashanah, when we read